What's up, everybody? Can anyone hear me? Can anyone see me? I feel like I'm in the middle of packing for a trip I'm going on tomorrow. So I was like, I've been scrambling all day packing, and then I was like, oh, I gotta go live. So I'm a little flustered right now. But while we wait for people to trickle in, put in the chat where y'all are from. I always love to hear where people are from. What's going on, Jessica, Crimson? Michael just said, but that's a great way to start. We got someone from Boston. We got someone from Miami, Iowa, New Hampshire. Georgia said, guess where I'm from. I'm going to guess you're from Georgia. Jenna's from South Carolina. Where in South Carolina are you from, Jenna? Spent a lot of time there. This is awesome. Trina is from San Diego. I'm going to be down that way pretty soon here. Someone from Georgia, someone from Atlanta. Romania, cool. Hungary. Jenna's from Greenville. I lived in Greenville for a couple months back in 2023. It was a good time. I lived right next to a Chick-fil-A. That was pretty sick. Northeast Massachusetts. Australia, Wales, Lithuania. Awesome, guys. I love it, dude. Thank you guys for joining this. If you didn't catch the last one, I'm gonna try to do these lives more often. I don't want to set like a specific schedule yet or anything, but I'm gonna try to do like roughly once a week. Kara's from Utah. Melody is from Utah. Where in Utah y'all from? That's where I'm currently living. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do these like roughly once a week. Just because like it's fun to connect with you guys. I feel like I haven't been doing enough of that. Especially lately. And so I love hearing where everyone's from. And if you guys have any questions, put them in the chat. Kara's from Draper. Is that a little south of Salt Lake, I think? I'm still learning my Utah, especially Salt Lake area geography, but I've definitely been to Draper. I've at least seen it on the highway signs and stuff. North of the Point. I don't know where the Point is either. By the way, guys, drop a like on the live stream. Way back when, years ago, when I used to do these more often, I would always try to get the number of likes to be higher than the number of people watching. I don't even know if that helps. Like, it probably doesn't really matter for the algorithm that much, but why not, dude? Drop a like. I would appreciate that, guys. And, you know, throw your questions in the chat too. And if you haven't yet, throw where you're from. We got someone from Cheyenne, Wyoming. That's pretty cool. I drove through there a couple months ago, but I haven't really spent any time there. Queensland, Australia. Nice. Have you ever hiked anywhere in the UK? That was from Long John Silver. I've not. I've never even been to the UK or Europe for that matter. The only other country I've been to besides the United States is Canada. I've been to Quebec and Ontario. And I think that's it, honestly. I've been close to the New Brunswick border as well, but I didn't actually go. Let's see here. We got someone from Alaska. That's amazing. Number of people from the UK, it looks like. Lydia, I see you in there. Appreciate that. Someone from Colorado, Michigan, Seattle. You guys are from all over the place. That's why I love hearing. I don't know. I feel like whenever you're just making small talk with people, you're like, oh, like where are you from or whatever. But I genuinely like to hear where people are from because I like geography and, you know, it's cool. So I appreciate you guys putting that stuff in there. We got someone from South Africa. We had a few people from South Africa in the last live stream, which is amazing. Like, how am I reaching people from South Africa? Like, that's awesome, dude. NorCal. Bookworm Skate said, "Have you ever used a solar panel on a hike? I'm taking one on a trip next week." I've never really used one. I feel like I don't need so much power that I'm worried about like my power bank running out. So I've never really considered it, but hey, if it works, it works, I guess. Let's see here. Been watching you since the early days. I appreciate that very much. Very, very much. Um, you must hike Albion Basin in August for the wildflowers, way up in Big Cottonwood. I was just up in Big Cottonwood Canyon like 2 days ago. I'll have to check that out. Thank you for the recommendation. Do we still hate Dan Becker? That's what Matt said. No, we do not hate Dan. For those of you that are newer here, way back when, like when my channel was way smaller, I used to like rip on this other YouTuber in a joking way. Dan Becker was his name. He was another backpacking hiking YouTuber, and I used to make fun of him, all in good fun. And I never hated him, and I still don't. So he's actually been a huge mentor for me over the years, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like Dan was like super helpful, especially in the early days of my channel. Like he really would just like hype me up a lot and stuff. So Dan's the man. I haven't talked to him in a little bit here, but Melody said, "How long have you lived in Utah?" I moved here in August of last year, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Let's see. What is your biggest regret from hiking the Appalachian Trail? What would you do different? That's a fantastic question. Thank you, Tommy. Great question. God, it's been so long now. What are some of my regrets about the AT? I feel like I was very, very like anxious about making it in time, like finishing in time, for like the entire first half of my through hike because I started pretty late. I started in mid-May, which is on the later end for a northbound through hike. And yeah, I was just like, dude, I was so paranoid about not making it in time. And I feel like that took away the enjoyment on the first half a little bit. It wasn't that big a deal, but um, I made it with plenty of time. And I did kind of chill out about that after like the second half of or after I hit like the halfway point. But yeah, that's kind of a unique one. That might not be the most useful thing for other people that want to through hike. But we already got 174 people in here. Am I loud enough for you guys, by the way? I can turn the gain up a little bit on my microphone if need. Oh, actually, no, I can't. Never mind. It's already all the way up. So hopefully it's loud enough. Never mind. Let's see. Is YouTube your main income source now? Yes, it is. I'm very, very blessed. That's thanks to you guys, man. You guys have no idea how much you've changed my life. That sounds like so cheesy and cliche. Like I'm cringing just saying that. But it's literally true. Like I can't even explain it. It's my full-time job and I have a full-time employee as well. And so like, man, you guys are just like, you changed my life like straight up. And I'm just so grateful. And that's why like, I want to get back to doing these live streams and interacting with you guys more. Cause like, man, that's the least I could do for how much you guys have done for me. Absolutely insane, dude. What a blessing. This has always been my dream job. Like even before I was like into hiking, back when I was in middle school, this is like 2008, 2009. I mean, I was like, what, like 12 or something like that. And I had a YouTube channel with my friends and we would just make like terrible sketch comedy videos that no one watched. Thank goodness. And you're not going to find them, by the way, if you're wondering, they're long gone, but dude, we used to make these videos and I just loved being a creator back then so much. And it was always just, it really planted a seed. And then, you know, I grew up and went to college and did, you know, worked a real job for a while after college even, but like it was always still kind of in the back of my head. And so like the fact that I'm doing it now, sorry, I'm just going on a tangent on this, but like, dude, so grateful, so grateful. And that's all thanks to you guys, straight up. This is a great question from Vivian. Where do you think all these missing people go? referring to all the videos I've made about, hikers, usually outdoors, people going missing and stuff like that. Where do they all go? I mean, obviously we don't know for sure because they're missing still, but I will say in not all, but a lot of the stories that I cover on this channel, I feel like, this might not be the most like entertaining answer because we love to explore the different theories of like were they killed by someone else, like murdered, or like some strange stuff too, like some paranormal stuff. But the truth is, man, and again, this isn't all cases, but I feel like for a lot of the missing hikers specifically, they probably just got lost or had an accident or something like that. And in the wilderness is just so vast in a lot of these places that like even though they are searched for and all these things, like I still feel like, man, it's just most of the time probably they're just out there and they haven't been found yet, and they just had an accident or something like that. Um, Obviously it's going to vary case to case, but and also just because I make these videos, I'm not like an expert on missing people either, like not even close. I think most of you guys probably understand that. I just tell stories, but yeah, I don't know. Kara said, stay away from the Uintas, which are a mountain range here in Utah. Lots of missing strangeness. That's not what I wanted to hear because I'm very excited to go hike in the Uintas in another month or two here once the snow melts out. I'll be safe, I promise. Let's see here. Casey said, I'm from Montana and I have a question. What's the craziest / weirdest case you've talked about? It's hard for me to pick like the craziest or weirdest just because I've done so many, right? And every single case is kind of weird or strange or disturbing in their own way. But since you're from Montana, one that comes to mind is the Barbara Bullock case, where she was at I think it was called Bear Creek Overlook, a little bit south of Missoula, if I recall. This video is a month or two old, so some of the details might be a little hazy, but she kind of just vanished on like a not that like long of a trail, and she was with someone on the hike too, and they just got like separated for like a minute. Like it wasn't even that long, and she just vanished and no sign of her was ever found. And if you haven't seen that one, go watch that video. I think it's called What the Hell Happened at Bear Creek Overlook, or What's Going On at Bear Creek Overlook, something like that. I won't spoil it anymore, but there's a little bit more to it, I think, than everything I just explained. So, dude, I appreciate you guys too. We got over 200 people in here. Can we get the likes up a little bit? Let's see if we can get the likes higher than the number of people watching, guys. I would really appreciate that. You guys are so chill. Have you ever gone hiking on the Superior Hiking Trail? No, I have not, but I really want to do that trail up in northern Minnesota. That trail looks amazing. It doesn't look super difficult either, although I haven't done it, obviously. It looks like a fairly chill, couple week through hike. And so I've never even been to Minnesota before, but I'd love to go do that trail, dude. Go check out Duluth a little bit. I love saying that word, Duluth. That just rolls off the tongue so well, doesn't it? This is awesome, guys. Dude, I love doing these lives. Even though I was kind of flustered at the start of this because I was literally like packing right before I came over here, and I was like, oh crap, it's almost 3:30. I gotta get my microphone together and my camera on and stuff. I was a little worried that there'd be some technical difficulties, but we're good. We are good. Trying to get caught up here. Was anyone in my live the last one? I guess it was like a little over a week ago. It was on a Saturday maybe or a Friday. I think it was on a Friday. Was anyone there last time? Let me know. Let's see here. I'd be pissed if I lived that close to Chick-fil-A. I'd be broke, fat, and happy. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I lived like a 10th of a mile from a Chick-fil-A, and there was actually a cookout there too, which some of you guys might not be familiar with that restaurant. It's like a Southeast thing, I'm pretty sure, but I actually went to cookout a lot as well. We got a bunch of people that were here for the last one. I appreciate you guys very much. Sandy, NB Photo Art, Kayana, Claudia, Eric, Crimson, Trent, Martha, appreciate you guys very much. Sorry if I missed anyone there. Someone asked, "Are you ever going to climb Mount Everest?" Absolutely not. No way. No chance in hell of me ever doing that. I think a lot of you guys understand this, but for those that don't, um, there's a big difference between like hiking and backpacking and through hiking, the things that I do, and doing something like Mount Everest. That is solidly mountaineering. That's a whole different ballgame. It's much more dangerous. It requires much more experience and a whole different set of skills that I do not have, and frankly, don't really have any desire to pursue. So, no, I will never hike Mount Everest or climb Mount Everest. I can confidently say that. Maybe I'd go to base camp one time because you can like trek up to base camp. I think I don't really know much about it, but that could be cool. But I definitely will not ever try to do Mount Everest. But I will keep making videos about it. In fact, the next two videos are going to be about Mount Everest. And so stay tuned for that. No video this week. I took some time off last month, and I'm still kind of getting caught up for that. And then I'm also leaving tomorrow for like a week, over a week actually, a little road trip, which we're gonna be filming a video on. I'm not gonna give too many details away because it's still kind of coming together, and it's gonna be a lot different than a normal Kyle Hits hiking video. So I don't want to like hype it up too much, but I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited for it. And it's going to be a lot different. And I don't know. We're going to do our best. I think you guys will dig it. But I probably shouldn't hype it up too much because like we haven't even filmed it yet. And then I don't want to rush it either because it is going to be a lot different. So the edit's going to take some time and stuff. So realistically, I think minimum another month before it comes out, but we'll see. We'll see. Do you think you'll do another PCT attempt in the future? Absolutely not. No, I'm not going to ever try to like through hike the entire thing again. I have 170 miles left to finish on the PCT. So yeah, I'm just going to finish that up. And at that point, I will have hikes the entirety of the PCT, just not in one shot like I originally wanted to back in 2022. I'm a section hiker now, guys. It's all good. Dude, these are awesome, man. Scrolling up a little bit here. 210 people. Can we get the likes over 200? That might be a little ambitious, but sorry, I'm being an annoying YouTuber. Like, oh, make sure you guys like the video, but it's my job. Okay, this is what I do. Someone said start a membership. Are you guys like members of any other channels on YouTube? Because like, I'm sure a lot of you have seen like YouTube has like the membership thing. And to be honest with you, I don't really know a ton about how it works, but YouTube has been bugging me to enable it on my channel. So I'd be curious to hear A, if you guys would be interested in joining, and then B, like what other YouTubers do, to kind of like, for their members, and then like what I could do. Because I obviously haven't done any research about it, but every now and again I got emails from YouTube being like, yo, you got to turn on memberships. It's best for bonus content or the same content minus ads. Okay. Early extra content. I had a Patreon a while ago. This was a couple years ago. And it was cool, but I don't know. I feel like I wasn't very good at it. And so eventually I ended up shutting it down because I felt like I wasn't really serving the people on there as good as I should have. Is hiking and filming hard? Yeah. The hardest part about it is just carrying a big camera for, miles and miles and miles. That's the worst part by far. Start with a low price like Everest Mystery does. I'll definitely check out the way he's doing it. Thank you to the person that just recommended that. Live chats with members only. That's a good idea. Let's see here. I see people talking about Sandy Pittman, who may or may not be the subject of one of our next videos. I shouldn't spoil it too much, man, but I guess you guys deserve a little bit of spoiling since you're giving me your time right now, which I greatly appreciate. Sandy equals boring. Oh man, maybe we'll scrap that video then, just because Superman 76 said that it's boring. No, we're not going to scrap it. We're going to do it. It's already being worked on. I haven't filmed it yet though. Superman, you can skip that one, man. It's all good. I'll try to make it interesting, you know. If I only covered stories that other that no one's talked about, like I wouldn't have a channel, unfortunately. I try to find ones, but like, you know, it's hard. Superman said, "I'll watch it just because it's you." Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm just giving you a hard time. It's all good. Dude, my eye keeps twitching. Can you guys see that? Superman, you're scaring me, dude. I lost audio. Did I actually lose audio? I don't see anyone else talking about it. A couple years ago when I was live streaming, I had my camera shut off, like the battery died in the middle of a live stream, but the stream stayed up and the audio kept going. So I literally like swapped the battery and just like it just worked again. I felt like such a dummy, but now my camera is plugged into the wall, so that's not gonna happen. You should do a live stream climbing an easy mountain. You know, that's a fun idea, but to be honest with you, like, first of all, it's, you know, cell service would be unreliable. And so my camera probably would cut out a lot more. But more than that, it's like, I don't know. I don't really think it's appropriate to like, I mean, not trying to like throw any shade at anyone who's done this, but for me personally, I'll say like, I don't really think I'd want to live stream while I'm climbing a mountain. Like there could be other hikers there. And you know, I don't know. That just when I'm hiking, I want to just like be out there and enjoy it. Maybe film a little bit, but you know that's a little different than being live. So probably not going to do that one. Although it would be a fun idea. I get what you're saying for sure. Absolutely love you, your channel, and stories. Thank you very much. That's so kind. I appreciate that. Someone said, Kyle, have you ever been to Vancouver Island for hiking? No, I have not. I've never been to BC at all, but I've heard that like I haven't done a lot of research into this, but I've heard like there's some weird stuff going on Vancouver Island. Like there's a lot of people that have disappeared there, so that might be a potential topic for a future video. Really enjoy your channel. This is from Jack Rabbit London. You are a fantastic storyteller and love how you also educate through your knowledge of hiking. Thank you very much. That's so kind. I'd love to go to London someday, by the way. Lots of grizzlies on Vancouver Island. I could see that. Have you ever hiked in Maine? Oh, I've hiked in Maine. All right. I love Maine. My mother grew up in Presque Isle, Maine, way up there in Aroostook County. And I've spent a lot of time in Maine. When I was younger, my family had a little camp on Sebago Lake, you know, kind of a little bit outside of Portland. So I've spent a lot of time. One of my best friends lives in the Portland area as well. So yeah, I love Maine. One of my favorite states for sure. But those winters, dude, not as much of a fan as that of that. Yes, we got over 200 likes, by the way. Superman, thank you for pointing that out. Appreciate that, guys. We have a lot of people in right now. I think we have more than we did last time. I can't really remember, but thank you guys. Like seriously. And thanks for all your questions and everything. You can probably imagine I'm not trying to complain, but it can be a little overwhelming trying to keep up with the chat. And so if I've missed your question or anything, I'm sorry. Don't like spam the shit out of the chat with your question. But if a few minutes go by and I haven't answered it, like, you know, within reason, like absolutely feel free to post it again and maybe I'll see it. Kara said I could slow the chat. Yeah, I could do that. But to be honest with you, we're already in it right now. So then I would have to fumble around with the settings for a while. So we're just going to roll with it. Dan said, ever do any Hawaii hiking? Yes, I did the call out trail on Kauai. I did a bunch of just like random little day hikes on Oahu as well. Um, yeah, man. I lived in Honolulu in Kalihi for a little bit. Honestly, Hawaii was awesome, but we did not live in the nicest place. It was a little sketchy. How many states have you hiked in? Man, I mean, fantastic question, and I appreciate that. But I've hiked in a lot of states, so like, I mean, this might be kind of boring. Just gonna rattle off a bunch of states, but maybe I'll say your state, and it'll be fun. So on the AT, you got Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, technically, although it's only for 4 miles and it's like in town as well, like going through Harper's Ferry. Um, Maryland, Pennsylvania, uh, New Jersey, New York, and then, of course, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. So that's the AT. California, Oregon, Washington, obviously on the PCT. I've hiked in the Washita Trail, which is in Oklahoma and Arkansas. Some day hikes in Hawaii and stuff like that. South Carolina, done the Foothills Trail. Is that everything? I think that's everything. That's a lot. New York, or I already said New York, actually. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's a lot of states, dude. I love hiking despite my name, guys. Do we almost have the number of likes equal to the number of people watching right now? If a couple more, you could just smash the like button, dude. And then as soon as we pass it, I'll stop talking about it. Let's see here. So when you came to Canada, were you hiking or was it for different purposes? I haven't been to Canada to hike ever. Growing up, I grew up in Burlington, Vermont, which is pretty close to the Quebec border. It's probably like an hour and a half south of Montreal, maybe. And so I used to go to Canada when I was a kid. We just passed the likes. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate that. Let's go. I'll shut up about it now. Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to go play hockey tournaments in Canada, Montreal, Quebec, Ontario. And then I went to college pretty close to the Ontario border as well. I went to Clarkson University, which is in Potsdam, New York, way the hell up in the middle of nowhere, New York. And I was pretty close to the border there too. So like I drove through Cornwall one time. I've been to Ottawa. I went to Kingston one time. And then the last time I was in Canada, or out of the country for that matter, was in 2020, January of 2020. So right before the big, what. And I went up to Sorel Tracy, I think it was called. And I watched a LNAH professional hockey game, and it was sick. I love hockey, man. What position did you play? I'm going to guess right wing. You're close. I was usually a left wing because I'm a lefty, sometimes center. I probably played right wing too at some point. I was a forward, but I should have been a defenseman because I wasn't good at scoring goals, which is like your job when you're a forward, right? And so I wish I was a defenseman. I think I would have been better as a defenseman, to be honest, in hindsight, but anyways, that's a lot of talk about hockey, guys. Sorry if I'm boring you with the hockey. I love hockey though. I'm a big Boston Bruins fan. I'll be hopefully watching tomorrow too for game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Kara said Utah. I said I would stop talking about hockey, but Utah now is a hockey team. Absolutely. It's kind of funny. Back, I guess it was the beginning of last year when my girlfriend and I decided that we were going to move to the Salt Lake City area. I told her, I was like, the one downside is that there's no NHL team in Utah, because I really wanted to take her to a Bruins game. She had never been to one. And like a week later, they announced that the Arizona Coyotes were moving up to Utah. So I was like, let's go. And so I got to take her to a Bruins game, and they lost. But it's all good. I went to another Utah game as well, against Anaheim. That was cool. I want to hike all of Washington part of PCT this summer. Send it, dude. The Washington PCT is beautiful, man. I need to get back up there for sure. Let me scroll up here. Sorry, I talked about hockey for so long there, guys. I can't believe we lost a couple people, but not as many as I would have guessed. I just love hockey, dude. I grew up in Vermont, it's part of the culture there for sure. Let's talk about hiking again. That's what we're here for. Tahoe Rim Trail, dude. Yeah, I'd love to hike the Tahoe Rim Trail. In fact, I might be hiking the Tahoe Rim Trail sooner than you might realize. Angel on Trail said, "Hey Kyle, I met you last year at Trail Days. Do you think you'll go to Denver for another Backpacker Radio episode?" I'd love to if they'll have me back. Although I would love to. I basically invited myself onto that episode, by the way. Like, I brought up the idea to them and they were like, "Yeah, let's do it." It was so much fun. Zach and Chance are awesome. So yeah, I'd love to do another one. We'll see. No plans to at the moment. Second channel, new content soon. If any of you guys were in the live, the last one, like a week and a half ago, whenever it was, I started teasing this second channel I'm starting, and no content on it yet, but there will be, hopefully within like a month or two. I want to make like 3 or 4 videos before I start posting on there, because I don't want to just post one video, because then when people see it, on the off chance that they like it, they're going to be like, sick, I'm going to check out this channel. And then they're going to check it out and there's no other videos on it. And so I want to bank like a couple videos and then just launch everything at once. But to be honest with you guys, I don't think that most of you are really going to like it that much, because it's not going to be storytelling. It's not going to be mysteries. It's going to be me doing goofy stuff in the woods, man. I'm going to go film some adventures again and just, that pretty much. Some funny ideas, hopefully. And so like some of you guys will like it, especially those that have been here for a long time and used to like the old videos. But like, if you're interested in the stories and stuff and the mysteries, then I don't think you're really going to like the new channel that much. But we'll see, I guess. It's just going to be a lot different, and most people subscribe to this channel for the mysteries. So it makes sense. Dude, you guys are still talking about hockey. I love it, dude. Kyle loves hockey podcasts. No, I'm not starting a hockey podcast. I don't know enough. I don't know enough about the NHL and stuff to do that. Let's see here. Hiking meets Jackass sounds fun. That would be fun, but I'm not going to hurt myself. Let's see here. Came for the mystery, stayed for the personality. I appreciate that very much. Looks like some of you guys enjoy the camping content and stuff. So yeah, maybe some of you guys will like this new channel. I shouldn't hype it up too much because I haven't even finished editing the first video yet. So, and I want to film a couple more before I do that. Nick said, "What's the new channel?" Sorry, I missed it. It's all good, Nick. I didn't even really say, actually. It's just under my name, Kyle O'Grady. And, it's not just going to be hiking stuff either. It's going to be like, like just random outdoor stuff. Like the first video, or one of the first videos, is going to be a canoe trip I took last month in Maine on the St. John River, which was sick. And that video is almost done being edited. But like I said, excuse me. Like I said, I gotta film a couple videos before I launch everything. Shameless plugs out of the way. Mike, Kyle, how you doing, dude? All the content's awesome. What's up, Mike? If everyone sees Mike in the chat right now, Mike DeCelio, I think. Dude, this guy has been like watching my videos since like almost day one. He was a Patreon supporter for a while. I still remember you, Mike. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate you sticking around. Everyone shout out Mike, dude. Mike's the man. Let's see here. Yeah, dude, Mike. That's crazy, dude. Dude, thank you guys for shouting out Mike. Crimson said some videos about training for high peaks and through hiking and gear reviews would be cool. I'm honestly not. I appreciate that very much. Not to just shoot you down, but it's not going to be like that. Um, I don't like talking about gear, dude. I'm so sick of talking. There's so many channels that talk about gear. So this new channel, it's not even going to be about through hiking. Even it's just going to be. I'm going to try to have it appeal to like a much broader audience. You know, obviously people that like the outdoors and stuff, but like it's not going to be like as niche as the videos on this channel used to be. But we'll see. Teach us how to start a fire with rocks and sticks. See, I can't do that, but I could make a video where I try to do that, and maybe that would be kind of funny. Doesn't sound that funny now that I'm saying it out loud, but there's an idea. Kyle has only 10 items to survive 10 days and only unlocks 1 item per day. Now that's an idea right there, Matt. I might have to steal that one. I appreciate that. I'm going to try to make it funny, you know? Whether or not I actually succeed at that is a different story, but I'm going to try at the very least. Also, by the way, can you guys shout out Levi in the chat right now? Levi is the editor for this channel, and he is lurking in the background right now, policing, making sure you guys are behaving. And he could be doing anything else right now. And so instead, I'm forcing him to watch this right now. And so shout out Levi, man. Appreciate you, Levi. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Dude, Levi's the man. You know, he's not on camera. And so if I didn't talk about him, then you wouldn't know him. But he puts in a lot of work on this channel, man. A lot of work. What's my favorite part of the Washington PCT? Well, I haven't finished the Washington PCT yet, so I still have 170 miles to finish, which is from Stevens Pass north to the border. And so I can't include that part, but Goat Rocks is a awesome place. That's honestly the biggest place that sticks out from my time on the PCT in Washington. Dude, every now and again I'll just read a chat that like I can't say out loud, but it's just funny. Kara's still recommending Utah, Salt Lake City stuff. I appreciate that. You guys probably know what I'm laughing at right now. Oh, you guys crack me up, dude. Let me scroll up a little bit. 231 people, 273 likes. That's what I'm talking about, man. Love it, dude. Yeah, sorry there hasn't been any videos the last 2 weeks now. I really hate skipping 2 weeks in a row. That doesn't happen very often. We'll miss 1 week every now and again when we need to, but 2 weeks in a row, not the best. To be honest with you, if I wasn't going on this trip I'm leaving for tomorrow, then we would not have had to skip 2 weeks in a row. We would have done one, but yeah, dude, like just the way the schedule works out sometimes, because we have to get these videos prepared like a decent amount of time before they actually go live, right? And so actually the next video is done. I shouldn't even say this, but it is done. But with the brand deals and stuff like that, you have to have them like review it. And then also because I'm going to be traveling next week, you know, I wouldn't be able to film the next video for a while. And so basically I just decided to push it. Sorry guys. We'll be back to more regular content here, but that's another reason why I wanted to get on here and hang out for a bit, take a little break from packing. Peace out, Superman. Why don't we see more backpacking collab trips? Going backpacking with Dixie, Dan, Taylor, etc. Seems like that would be cool to see worlds collide like that. Back in 2020, I actually did go backpacking with Taylor. I've been trying to backpack with Dan for a while, but it just never happened. um, I've backpacked with Syntax 77 2 times. So, yeah. What's up, Devin? Backcountry Exposure. See you in there. Maybe I'll go backpacking with Devin. He lives in Utah too. Appreciate you guys. Hiking with beer tips, please. Don't. Heard some weird noises on the PCT in Washington. It was very unsettling. It was a very unsettling night. I thought I hear people talking 5 feet away from me. Dude, every time I camp by myself, I always hear weird noises. And I've never had anything bad happen, but like, yeah, that is, you are not alone in that. That happens. I try to go to sleep with my headphones in sometimes. Like I'll throw on a podcast or whatever. Cause like, yeah, there's always some weird noises and stuff. Oh, we got a super chat. Awesome. Sandy, thank you very much for your $5 super chat. I appreciate that very much. And I appreciate Matt shouting out Sandy for her super chat. Thank you, Sandy. I'll try to look for your name in the chat if you have any questions or anything like that. I appreciate that very much, dude. Thank you, Sandy. Chris said, have you ever talked about any close calls you've had, animals, falls, etc.? Yeah, I actually made a video. It was probably like over a year ago now, where I talked about like my 5 like most dangerous like moments hiking. And so if you can go find that one, I think it's from like February of 2024, something like that. So yeah, dude, I've talked about that stuff for sure. I'd be happy to tell some of those stories again now if you want, but I actually just recently rewatched that video. It's actually a pretty good video. I'm not gonna lie. It didn't really do that well at the time, but I rewatched it like a couple days ago, and it's actually pretty good. Sometimes I watch my videos like at night when I'm bored and just reminisce. Please mention Patricia Wu, who recently went missing on Mount Lemon in Tucson, Arizona. We need to figure out what happened to her. I'm not familiar with that case at all, but there you go. I'll have to look into that one for sure. That sucks, man. I hope they find her. Chris, thanks. Chris said, thanks, Kyle. All your videos are good. I appreciate that, Chris. Chris D, dude. Thank you, Chris D. When you live in the woods, you get used to the weird noises. Becky said that. But to be honest with you guys, like I've done so much hiking and camping over the years, and the noise is still like, if I'm with other people, I don't care at all. It doesn't bother me. But if I'm by myself, I still get a little freaked out. I'm not afraid to admit it. I've always been like that too. And it's never really gotten any better. It hasn't gotten worse either. Like I'll still do it, but yeah, I definitely prefer to camp, even with other people just like around, which if you think about it, is probably more dangerous than, probably not actually, but like other humans are probably the most dangerous thing out there. And so it's kind of ironic that you feel more comfortable camping with other people, even if they're strangers, than, I don't know. I just thought of that. Maybe that doesn't, I'm sure there's some holes in that logic, but that's kind of interesting, isn't it? I don't know. Kyle, will you be hiking the Appalachian Trail or the Long Trail again anytime soon, or is it in the future? I'm not going to hike the Appalachian Trail again. I would do a section of it for sure, but The long trail, on the other hand, I would absolutely love to hike again, and I will. I've almost hiked that trail. Like, I actually was very close to doing the long trail again last summer, and I ended up bailing on it because I wanted to spend some more time with my friends instead of just being in the woods for a month by myself, or a couple weeks anyways. But I would love to hike the LT again. I will do the LT again for sure. Be a good way to go back and spend some time in my home state again after being away for so long. Is it always better to bring a dog hiking? No. Sometimes it is. I don't or sometimes I wouldn't say it's better, but it's fine sometimes, but no, I don't think it's always better. In fact, bringing a dog hiking can be a huge pain sometimes. Someone just pointed out dogs attract bears. I don't know if they attract bears per se, but I get what Birdie's saying there. Bears don't love dogs, and it can irritate bears sometimes for sure. And it can honestly can irritate other people too. Like, I've had dogs run up on me and stuff before. Never had any like really bad experiences with a dog that another hiker brought along anyways. But you have to be like very responsible with your dog if you're going to bring them hiking. And also, like, I've seen multiple times on trail dogs that are just like way in over their head, and like they're exhausted, or they're like their paws are all cut up and stuff, and like, it's just, you have to be careful. A lot of dogs love hiking, obviously, and certainly can handle it. But yeah, that's my thoughts on. I love dogs, but I'm not sold on taking them on, especially longer hikes for day hikes and stuff. That's a little different. But yeah, but I guess it would give you a little more security, at least from other humans, anyways. Like I said, the bears and some of the other animals might not love it as much, but I don't know. Yeah, Toki Bear said it depends on the dog. That's for sure true. Obviously, it's going to depend on the breed, and it's just going to depend on each individual dog as well. Their, fitness and their age, all that stuff. So something to keep in mind. But I've never owned a dog myself, so I'm not a expert at anything when it comes to dogs, dude. Definitely not. They sure are cute though. Some of them are ugly, but most of them are cute. Let's see here. Longtime listener, first time caller. This is from Nicholas. Appreciate this, Nicholas, old Saint Nick. How's the YouTube shift from long distance hikes to what you are doing now? It's been awesome, man. I love what we're doing now. I'm so proud of the videos that we're putting out on this channel, the storytelling. I appreciate that question very much. And then how's the shift? Like, it was a little gradual at first. Like, I started doing these storytelling videos, and then I, was still doing some of the regular videos from before as well. And then eventually, I just decided to go all in on the storytelling, and I love it, man. I feel like it's more professional. It's reaching a lot more people, obviously. And it's just more fascinating to me than just talking about gear and, and stuff like the stuff I was doing before. Now, in hindsight, I certainly could have made more interesting videos about hiking still. And so there's that, but like, yeah, I don't know, man. It's been an awesome transition, and I'm really proud of the videos that we're putting out now. Like, I think they've been getting better and better. I've been working really, really hard. Levi has too, at making them better, and we ain't stopping. That's for sure. Let's see. I still like talking about hiking and stuff though. And I appreciate all the questions about it and hear about the AT and the PCT and all the stuff, all the trail stuff. Hopefully some of you guys who aren't, here for the trail stuff, maybe you're learning a little bit about, through hiking and stuff like that. Terry said, don't short sell your PCT videos. Very enjoyable. Yeah, I guess I wasn't really talking about the PCT videos. I'm very proud of that series for sure. If only it had ended better. It ended so abruptly and lamely, but I'm very proud of those. I still go back and watch those those PCT videos quite a bit. Where's your dream place to go hiking at that you haven't got to do yet from the Barron family? Um, man, I want to hike the Wonderland Trail in Washington State. That's one that comes to mind. Honestly, the Superior Hiking Trail I talked about a little earlier. That's one that comes to mind up there in Minnesota. Other like areas I really want to hike. Maybe not like any specific trails, but like I guess the question was dream place to go hiking. So actually, I really want to go hike up in like the Sawtooths in Idaho. That's an area that's been fascinating me lately. Um, I want to go back to the Sierras, which I have gone hiking there, but that's a place I want to go back to for sure. Great question. I appreciate that. I don't know how I got to this live stream. Opened my phone and it automatically opened. But love your content. That's funny. YouTube's doing me a solid there. Any CDT plans? That's the Continental Divide Trail for anyone who's unfamiliar. It runs from the New Mexico border, all the way up through the Rockies, all the way up to Glacier National Park and the Canadian border in Montana. And yeah, dude, I'll just say yes. There are some loose plans for that, but not this year. But yes, I would like to hike the CDT, and there's a decent chance, very high chance that I will, or at least try. Less high of a chance that I'll finish because that's a hard trail, man. That's a hard trail. But yeah, I'll give it a try for sure. The hardest part about that is going to be figuring out how to keep my channel going while I'm out hiking for 4 months. But if there's a will, there's a way, I'm sure. What part of the world outside of the US and Canada would you like to hike in? The Alps in Europe is the first place that comes to mind. I don't know a lot about it, but like Switzerland just looks so beautiful, man. And the rest of the Alps too. And Italy and France, I think, are Germany. The Alps are part of Germany too, right? Yeah, man, I want to go to the Alps for sure. Austria. Do you hike in Arizona? Superstition Mountains are amazing as well as Sedona. I went to Sedona when I was a kid, like long before I was into hiking. This was probably like 2007 or something like that. So didn't really hike, but it was super sick. I'll definitely hike in Arizona at some point. It's just like so. I know not all of Arizona is desert. Like I would like to go hike up by like Flagstaff maybe, but like the desert's just not my favorite kind of hiking, and so most of Arizona. It's not that I won't ever do it, but it's just not really high on my list, if that makes sense. Desert sucks. That's what Nick said. No, it doesn't suck. I like trees, dude. And that's what I love about Utah is like down in town and stuff, like down in the Salt Lake Valley, it's kind of deserty. It is deserty. It's hot. The winters are mild, but then you just got to drive a little bit and like, boom, you're in the trees. And like, it's a totally different environment. I love that because that is not how it is where I grew up, in New England and stuff. It's like, in New England, the type of trees will vary a little bit based on your elevation, but for the most part, it all kind of looks the same. And it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But here in Utah and other places in the Mountain West, obviously, it's like, dude, you're 1 second you're in the desert, and then the next second you're just getting, dumped on by snow. It's like, what is that? Like, it's crazy. I love it. I'm still not used to that. It blows my mind. Utah's beautiful, man. Salt Lake drivers suck. They're not as good as the drivers in Vermont or in Hawaii. Dude, the drivers in Hawaii are unreal. Like nobody speeds there. Everyone's super chill. But I will say the drivers here in Utah are definitely better than they are in South Carolina and like, Georgia and Florida down there. No offense if you're from there, but like, dude, the drivers down there so bad, so sketchy, and it's like the roads are so like easy there too. They're just flat and straight, and there's no winter, there's no snow or ice or anything, and still people just destroy their cars all the time. Man, driving on Interstate 95 through South Carolina is it's like it's a death wish, like straight up. That road sucks so much. Sorry to complain about. I mean, I love those states, but the drivers here in Utah are not as bad as they are down there. And so that's kind of my perspective on that. Oh, we got another super chat, $20 super chat. Wow. Thank you so much to LA0070. Great content, amazing chat, y'all rock. That's awesome. You rock. And that's so nice of you to not only thank me, but to thank the other people in the chat as well, dude, because we got some just straight up awesome people in here. You guys are the best, man. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate that very, very much. And all you guys that are just chilling in here right now, super chats or no super chats, I appreciate it. Dude, so awesome, man. $20, like that person basically just gave me a $20 bill for what? For sitting here talking about hockey and complaining about drivers. Like, what do I don't deserve you guys, man. Rob Taylor said, drink, remember me? No. Do I? Was this a thing on the live streams way back when, Rob? Where like people would give super chats and I'd have to drink every time someone gave a super chat or something, which we're not doing right now. So I don't even have any alcohol. All I have is this. Is that, I feel like I might be making that up too. Someone verify that. But thank you for your super chat. Rob basically just reached into his wallet and handed me a $2 bill. Yes. Dude, yeah, man, I kind of forgot. It took me a second there. You probably noticed, like, at first I was like, what's he oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that now. No alcohol on this one, though. It's only 4:30 where I am right now. I'm not going to drink at 4:30 on a Tuesday. That's funny, though. Those old live streams way back when used to get wild, dude. Oh, literally someone just said that. Literally, someone just said exactly what I just said. I did not read that before I said that. We came to the same conclusion there. Yeah, dude. With Flossie, those were fun, man. We'd get tuned up in those for sure. Like I don't do that. I don't do it like that anymore. Those are fun though. How is Flossie? Flossie's good, man. Flossie's good. I miss him. Hopefully I'll get to see him at some point this year. I guess I already saw him. I saw him back in February. So hopefully I'll see him again this year, is what I should have said. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's almost 5 o'clock here. I am starving right now, guys. I'm not going to lie. Oh, we got another super chat, man. Can you turn on the free membership giving thingy, please? Also, you're awesome. Thank you very much. Fur Babies Bingo. That's a fantastic name. Thank you very, very much for that. I appreciate that. Can I turn on the membership thing? Yeah, I was talking about this a little bit earlier. I got to do some more research. Like, I honestly don't really know that much about it. And so thank you to everyone, by the way, who was, telling me about like what some of the other channels do. Yeah, maybe I'll turn it on. I have to research it first. I'm not just going to turn it on without having like a plan, because that's not fair to you guys and all the people that become members. And so I'm sure I will at some point, but just not ready at the moment. But keep your eyes peeled. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the recommendation. I'm glad to hear that people are interested in that, because I honestly wasn't sure if that would be the case, but it sounds like people are. So that honestly is encouraging. I appreciate that. She's asking about members gifting memberships to others, but he doesn't have the memberships on at all. Yeah, I don't really know how any of that works, like gifting memberships and stuff. My boy Dougie Corrado talks about that sometimes. He's tried to teach me, but I really don't understand it yet. So yeah, I got some research to do. YouTube's been bugging me to turn that on. What's for supper? I'm probably gonna make some chicken and vegetables. Baron family said I'd super chat, but I'm a broke single dad, so thanks to those who do. Well, no worries, dude. You guys don't have to super chat. I do appreciate very much those who do it. It actually does help a lot, to be honest. But like, it's not like an obligation either, man. Like, I would still do this even if super chats weren't a thing. So, Baron family, Mr. Broke Single Dad, do not worry. You are welcome here, super chats or not. What's your background for filming? A flag? Yeah, it's actually two flags. We got, you guys know that one. You ever seen that flag before? It's a good one. We got the American flag, and then this one right there. It says Adirondack. It's ADK 46, and it stands for the Adirondack 46, which is a peak bagging list in the Adirondack Mountains, way up in northern New York. And I think my mom got me that flag for like Christmas or something a couple of years ago, and I don't know. It's a little interesting for a background, dude. I suck. Like, this is the worst setup for like a background. Like, all these other YouTubers have like the green screen and like all this professional stuff, and I just have like two flags. Like, I mean, I like the US flag, but like this, I don't know. I should probably have a better background. I bought a green screen at one point, but it was kind of annoying to set up, to be honest. And I realized I needed some more gear and some better lighting and stuff. And then I was also like, so many other channels, storytelling channels, do the green screen, and not there's anything wrong with that, but I was like, maybe I will at some point. I don't know. We'll see. How would you guys feel about a green screen? I saw one. Lydia said, "Don't get a green screen." How would you guys feel if I did get a green screen? No, I'm seeing no's. Won't matter. No green screen. All right. Looks like we're against the green screen. All right. That makes it easy for me. I'll just keep this lame shit instead. It'd be cool to get like, I think at one point, like a couple of years ago, I had like a little nightstand with like a candle in the background. That was kind of cool. But that was back when I was filming in my bedroom, and it was literally my nightstand, like, which I do not film in my bedroom anymore. And so I don't have that much space. I am in a pretty small room here, so it would be nice to have maybe a little bit more space. But what you guys can't see is that right after this flag ends, there's just a closet there. And so like I can't really like bring the camera out any further, because then you'll just be looking into a closet and it won't really make sense. And so not the most optimal. And another thing too, I like the fact that there's like a corner right there. And as a result, I'm in this like pretty small bedroom, and my desk is like not up against a wall or like tucked away somewhere. My desk is just diagonal, right smack in the middle of the room, and it just takes up all of the space. It's and it's also a mess. I'm not a very organized person. I have just shit everywhere here. Like, I have a dirty headlamp, vitamins, this that my girlfriend made for me, which is very nice. I have a PCT pin that is inside of a stress ball that I fiddle with. You guys, this is the content you subscribe for, right? I have a guitar pick, a pencil, and a fidget spinner. Thank you for coming to my desk tour, everybody. And I have literally right off camera here, I have so much just like random shit too. I'm not very organized, guys. It's a miracle I even make 3 to 5 videos a month. It's a miracle they get out. Kara said, what music, I think is what she meant. What music do you like? I mean, I like a lot of stuff. Depends on the setting, right? Like my the kind of music I like the most is like emo pop punk stuff, particularly like third wave pop punk, like from like 2010 up to now, essentially. Bands like Story So Far and the Wonder Years, Knuckle Puck, stuff like that. Um, but I also like, I mean, if I'm just like that stuff can be kind of introspective sometimes. And so if I'm like chilling with friends in like a more of a chill setting, then I'm not putting that stuff on. I'm probably listening to like 80s, 90s rock, stuff like that. I love like Alice in Chains. Um, Austin said Forever Came Calling. That is a big shout out, dude. That band, I can't believe anyone even remembers that band. That's awesome. Um, yeah, dude. I like Forever Came Calling. I do. I might even be seeing them pretty soon, actually. Um, I listened to Forever Came Calling on my Appalachian Trail through hike. I was like downloading a bunch of random bands, and they were one of the bands. I forget the name of that album. Whatever that like most popular album is. The one with like substances and fuck, I can't even remember any of the names now. Mapping with a Sense of Direction, but that album rips. Dude, we got a $50 freaking super chat. I'm playing with the fidget spinner now. I didn't even realize, but after I picked it up, I just intuitively. But anyways, we got a big old super chat here from Nerg63. We all watch the channel for you, not for the background. Don't spend all of this on hookers and beer. Get yourself some more guitar picks and pencils. You can never have too many. Love your channel. I appreciate that very much. Don't worry. I might buy some beer, but I will not be buying any of that other thing. Yeah, dude, $50 super chat, man. That's wild, dude. That's wild. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for that. I'm going to be able to buy a lot of guitar picks and pencils, although I don't really need any more guitar picks because I also have a bunch right here too. But yeah, very, very generous, man. You guys are being awesome tonight. Appreciate that so much. Everyone give a lot of you already are doing this, but everyone shout out Nerg63. Love it, man. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's so cool, man. Can you imagine just like just giving someone $50 like on the internet? Like that's amazing. Like that's so just like generous. I guess it's a little different than it's not like he's just giving it to some random person, you know. He obviously appreciates the content and stuff. Awesome, man. Need to set up a banner going across your screen with Venmo and or PayPal name as then the money goes all to you, whereas YouTube super chats take 30 to 40%. Yeah, I mean, I probably could do that and just be like, yo, Venmo me, but it's fine, you know. YouTube, they're letting me use their platform to reach all of you. So I think we can show them some appreciation, but honestly, not a bad idea. Elise said, where did you get your red shirt that has Vermont written on it? I love it. That's the shirt I wear in most of the videos, or all the videos at this point. I only use that shirt for filming now. I bought that shirt at Walmart, like probably 6 years ago now. It was probably like a $10 shirt at Walmart, and it's still going strong. I think I look good in red. That's why I always wear that shirt. And I like to rep Vermont too. We got another super chat from Fur Babies Bingo. Because of you, I was able to help a guy out once. Your sharing on the trail culture, I had an experience. I had an experience I will not forget. Well, thank you for the super chat again. Tell me in the chat, like who did you help? Like, did you do some trail magic or something like that? That's awesome. And what trail was it on as well? I'm really curious. Thank you for that super chat. That's 2 super chats from old Fur Babies Bingo, man. Awesome. Kara said, I tried to send a super chat. Can't remember my password. It's all good. You don't have to. It's all good. I just appreciate all your questions and recommendations and stuff, Kara. You've been very, very generous in the chat tonight. Maybe I'll see you around Salt Lake sometime. Yeah, YouTube does take a cut of those super chats. I guess I don't know. I'm like torn because like I don't know. YouTube like I wouldn't have this job if it wasn't for YouTube. Obviously, they're not a charity, like they have to make some money. Um so like I don't really blame them for wanting to take a cut, but also it would be nice not to either. Just purely from a more greedy standpoint, I guess. We got another super chat from Carrie. Hey Kyle, me and mom love watching your videos. Please, can you say hi to Susan? I don't know who Susan. Oh, it's probably your mom. No, duh, Kyle. Come on, my brain's not working. So with that said, Carrie, first of all, shout out to you, and then also hello to Susan. I appreciate that. Let me know where you guys are from, Carrie. I appreciate your super chat very much, and you and your awesome mom, Susan, are awesome. Shout out Susan. Everyone, shout out Susan right now. Yeah, people are still talking about the money thing. Yeah, YouTube also obviously takes a cut of the ad revenue. I mean, I probably should know exactly how much. I'm not sure, but it's like 45 to 50%, I think, But it's like they also, allow me to do this, so I can't really complain. If they weren't making money, then I wouldn't have a channel. So shout out Susan. Thank you, everybody. Carrie, put in the chat. Oh, I see it here. You're from the UK. Awesome. You made your mom's day. Awesome. Shout out to Carrie and Susan, everybody. I got to get to the UK at some point. Jeffrey, I don't know my Google account info. You guys are all over the place right now, talking about money, talking about Susan, talking about music still. This has been super fun, guys. I'm going to do a couple more questions here. I'm not going to lie, I kind of have to pee. That's usually when it's time to wrap up. So if you've been holding back, then now's your chance. Get them in there. I'll answer a couple more here. People are just randomly putting musical artists in there. What's your plans this summer? Great question, and I appreciate it. To be honest with you, I'm assuming they're talking about like outdoor plans and stuff. Maybe not, but that's my assumption. Probably not going to say anything specific just because like this is the internet and I'm not really trying to be like telling people where I'm going. So, but it is a great question. My plan is to keep making YouTube videos. This is my job. So keep grinding. What do you think about being known even in Cuba? Am I known in Cuba? Are you from Cuba? If that's the case, that's amazing. That's super, super amazing. That's what I think about that. I'm amazed. Kyle's trying to hike, then 30 fans show up. I mean, realistically, that's not going to happen. Like, no one really cares that much about what I do, but you can never be too careful out there, man. I mean, I have a lot of subscribers and views and stuff, and you could probably imagine over the years, I've had some crazy comments and stuff from some unhinged, unwell people. So I try to, as does pretty much every YouTuber, like I try to not ever like post where I'm going to be on the internet. I think y'all can understand that. And that's not a knock on the person that asked that question, by the way. It's a valid question. Oh, we got another super chat from Finn Lane. Any good trails in North Carolina? Any helpful ideas? Levi, put in the chat if you have any recommendations, because you've hiked in North Carolina more than I have because he lives in North Carolina. But I mean, Western North Carolina is beautiful, man. I love Western North Carolina. I could see myself living there at some point, to be honest. Like Asheville area, maybe. I wish I had some. I haven't really hiked there that much, to be honest, other than my Appalachian Trail through hike. And so I did the Art Loeb Trail but I'm sure I've heard Linville Gorge is really cool. Levi, if you have any recommendations, yeah, he recommended Linville Gorge. Appreciate that, Levi. Yeah, and if you guys have any as well, put them in there. David said, in all your thousands of miles hiked, do you have one day/night that stands out more than most others and why? Fantastic question. Um, really, really good question, David. I appreciate that very much. Um, man, it's almost like when you do it so much, it just like it's hard to pick, right? Because I've had some amazing nights, tons of amazing nights, and then also some not so amazing nights. I watched the sunrise at Puffer Shelter on the Long Trail in Vermont when I was very young. You know, I was in like high school. It was like one of my earlier backpacking trips. And that was the first time I'd ever camped at a spot with just like an amazing view and an amazing sunset. And that was a formative night for sure. And morning actually with the sunrise. I still think about that all the time. That was awesome. I'm sure I could think of more too, but you know, what a blessing, man. Dude, I appreciate you guys so much. Like it still blows my mind that like this many people care and it's awesome, man. I think I think we're gonna call it, guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Sorry about the lack of videos here, but starting next week, we'll be back on track, and we've got some bangers coming up too. And like I said, I'm leaving tomorrow to go on this trip to go film a special video with Levi. Actually, the two of us are gonna go hiking in a specific area. I'm not gonna say where, but and we're gonna do some investigating, some weird stuff that's happened there. And so we're going to be kind of boots on the ground. We're going to interview some people and stuff. It's going to be a lot more involved than a normal storytelling video. And I'm really, really excited. It's our first time doing this, so we'll see how it comes out. But stay tuned for that. It's going to be a little while before it's finished and everything. We're not going to rush it, but we're going to film that. Yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for your patience on this one. And just thank you guys you guys are the best subscribers on YouTube, man. I appreciate you guys so much. This is just such a blessing, and it's all thanks to you guys. So I'm going to keep packing, and I hope everyone has a great rest of your Tuesday night.